Howdy, folks. That's a little bright, isn't it now? Turn down a bit. Howdy. How is the lighting? How is the sound? And how are you? Anything you want to talk about in particular today? Or do you have anything you want to get off your chest? This is your opportunity. Relax Club is here for whatever need you have, whatever feelings you got. And yes, we'll be doing a Christmas Simpsons Jigsaw later on. Simpsons Christmas Jigsaw. That'll be most of the stream. It's a slightly increased difficulty this time compared to my other Jigsaws I've done. I've usually played it safe, but with this one, I'm going to take a chance and see if I could try and do a bigger one. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. Could go terribly, could go well. Might surprise myself. You never know. Yeah, perfect timing. Just as the 0 mark hits, I sit down with my tomato soup, needed after a long, cold and heavy grocery shop. Dang. Ugh. Yeah, grocery shopping in the cold is horrible. Like, shopping in general in the cold is horrible. You just want to get home. You just want everything bought and to get home. So I get that. So they're tired from the painkillers and mildly annoyed about something. Other than that, I'm fine. It's good to hear that you're fine. Sorry about the painkillers. Sorry about being being mildly annoyed about something. At least you're mildly annoyed. Could be worse. Could be really annoyed. So there's that. Yeah, I've not gone shopping for a while. I need a shave. I just realized my beard's getting too. You know what? I'm probably gonna get my hair cut tidied again, and then just like have a full off shave. Really, to be honest, gonna go back to babyface. I don't really need the long hair anymore. Don't really need this beard anymore. Considering where things are in my life right now, I don't need them. So I'm gonna get it all shaved off. But that is a question I like to ask people though. Do you prefer me with like beard and long hair, or tidy hair, no beard, beard with long hair? What combination do you like? I like to hear feedback from people. What they think suits me best. Leo says, especially when you're walking back with a full trolley and 2 full shopping bags. What? That's crazy. That is crazy. You need to get yourself a butler, Leo. You can't be doing that all you send. hire and use that grocery money to hire a butler. I think you need a beard and hair to withstand the winter. It can be helpful, but I have very curly hair, super curly hair, and like curly hair in the wind is horrible. It's like Lewis has got. I wish I had a butler or 2. Yeah, I'd love a butler. I love a butler, but I don't think a butler would be very happy like serving someone that lives in a pub attic. I feel like that's probably a step down for their career. Soda, you cleaning up one of my anime figurine of Vegeta and a small bit of paint has been scratched. Oh, sorry. I was cleaning up one of my anime figures of Vegeta and a small bit of paint has been scratched at my figurine to a carrot from One Piece. Recently unboxed and setup was discovered to be damaged slightly. Dang. It's one dang after another. Very sorry about that. To be honest, I want to get into figurines when I can start affording them. Because here is something. I have bought an armchair table. I bought an armchair table to like rest on top of me for streams. What I'm hoping to do, I wanted to get a wireless webcam and then clip it to my shirt so people could see from this angle. But I just can't find a wireless webcam. I've tried everywhere. I've looked everywhere. And like every website that's like, we've got a wireless webcam. I buy it, order it, it comes to my house. It's got a wire on it. Stop mis-advertising them. So my idea for now is kind of amateur. But it'll do until I can find a solution. Is I have another webcam which I use for the lie detector stream. I'm thinking of what I'm doing is like get a piece of string, tie it to the ceiling, and like have my own homemade aerial webcam. That's the best I can do for now until I can find an actual wireless camera, or anyone can suggest a camera for like a second shot. Because what would be great with like a table is that not only will I be able to do a better gingerbread house stream this Christmas, but I'll also be able to do figurine paintings, or board games, or card games, lots and lots of different things I could actually do with the table. So that's a good purchase. Good purchase. Leo, I'll admit the postal strikes at Christmas are worrying. Oh, I get you. Soda, that's a nightmare. Leo, wouldn't it drop though? No, because okay, where did I put it? It wouldn't drop because my idea is, as you can see, it's like that. So I could literally wrap the string around this thing here, click it in, and hang it above. So that the string would be clipped to the ceiling. I might do two-sided strings, so then it holds it heavier, because I don't want it to wobble a bit. I'm gonna think around it, but I've got different ideas how I'm gonna approach it. It's kind of amateur, kind of crude, but until I can find a wireless webcam, this is all I can do. So I wish you good luck on your figurine collection plans. They can be quite expensive. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do figurines until I've got a better income. But it will be something I love to do one day. I love to build a figurine. One DIY figurine I really want to do on stream, and it might be possible, is Howl's Moving Castle. You can get it's kind of like a paper or card figurine that you build yourself from the card pieces. So I definitely want to do that. Absolutely want to do that. That'll be one thing. But again, it's just a matter of working out the technical side of trying to do tabletop streams, especially on my budget as well. Just rely on what I can do. But yeah, I'll have a talk to some other people as well and work out, hey, what advice would you give to doing a tabletop stream with barely any money? Any ideas? But yeah, what have I been doing today? Today, I've been watching films for my 2022 animated movies ranking video. Been watching that, and I've also been writing my review of Casper: A Spirited Beginning. And it's not been fun. It's not been fun because it's not a fun film. And it took me forever to actually finish the film. And I had loads of notes, luckily. I didn't struggle with what I wanted to say, because I had so many notes, so many friggin' problems with this terrible film. So the script wasn't too hard to write, actually. It just came out. Chat box is kind of tiny, I've noticed. So let's try and make that bigger. Make the font a bit bigger, and I feel like there's something a bit up with it, and I don't know what it is. It looks cut off. That's it. It looks kind of cut off, and I don't know why it would be cut off. Strange. Hopefully that makes it better. Okay, and so one more thing I really want to point out. Okay, that's new to my Twitch. I now have paid sound alerts. So if you go into your bits, you can pay for sound clips to play in my stream, and there's about 21 different sound clips associated with either things I love, or my culture, or who I am, just very, very personal kind of choices. So yeah, if you want to give that a go for it. It'd be kind of good to see if it actually works. I've actually done it right. Why is Chatbox still kind of tiny? That is weird. Make that bigger there. I guess that'll. I'll make it a little big. Make the Chatbox font a little bigger, tiny bit bigger. There we go. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. But yeah, I spent most of last night just clipping as many sound clips as I could for the sound alert idea, because I've seen loads of other streamers doing it. I'm like, dang, I want to do that. And there's so many kind of clips I can pick from or come up with. And and I would be down for like hearing kind of suggestions as well. So this is, I honestly can't remember my thoughts on that film. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. It manages to be both insanely chaotic but also insanely boring. Like, it has like a million things going off, but it doesn't really do anything with those things. And it's not until the hour where it's like, maybe we should actually have a story now. In the last half an hour, it's just like, you know, all the plots we just set up, they're all gonna end here. It's like, what? It's a bonkers film, but also dull. How's it even possible? So this is, as a kid, I liked it, I think. I've never seen it before until I did my review of it. But growing up, the 1995 film was like, it was a huge part of my childhood. I was obsessed with it. I loved it. I played the games. But I knew friends that had A Spirited Beginning on VHS, and as a kid I was like, whoa, what is that? A Casper prequel? And it doesn't have the same characters, it's got different characters, and it's got new characters? What is this? This looks strange. I gotta see this eventually. And then I finally see it, and I'm like, oh. I kind of saved myself by not seeing it, but it is kind of interesting when, as a kid, there are sometimes there's a sequel or a film in general that your friends have that you don't own on VHS or you don't get to see on TV, and it adds this mystique to it, and you're kind of like, ooh, well, I want to see that. And a lot of the time, it never lives up to it because your imagination is kind of filling in the blanks and making whatever you've seen on the cover cooler than what it really is. For me, that was Spirited Beginning. To be honest, yeah, I skipped Spirited Beginning, but I definitely watched Casper. I almost said Casper versus Wendy. That'd be kind of cool, actually. But no, I obsessed over Casper Meets Wendy. I watched it so much as a kid. I probably watched it just as much as, or maybe more than, the 1995 film. I was completely crazy about it. I didn't have it on VHS though. I had to like just catch it on TV sometimes. But whenever it was on TV, I was like, "Oh yeah, Casper Meets Wendy, yay!" So it's a prequel that has nothing to do with the original film. Kind of, sort of. It doesn't really reference the 1995 film, but technically it's kind of setting it up in a way. It's really hard to explain. It's very hard to explain because like it works as a prequel, it functions as a prequel, but like you could watch Spirited Beginning and then the 1995 film and be like, oh, bit of a jump. Completely different characters now, okay. Yeah, I don't recommend the film to anyone. I really don't. Skip it. My review of that should be up hopefully either this Sunday or next Monday, depending on how things go. Because tomorrow I've got to get very early to go watch Strange World at the cinema. I haven't been to the cinema for ages. I think the last time I went to the cinema was maybe for Encanto. It's like a year ago. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get up really, really early for that. So that's why I'm probably not gonna stay up too late for this stream. I don't want to like feel like crap when I go to the cinema. So yeah, I have to wake up early to go and see that. I had the same with Legend of Sleepy Hollow. There's Legend of Sleepy Hollow VHS. I was hyped to see it because the opening scene is actually had decapitation and blood. I finally see it as an adult, ugly as fuck CGI and motion capture with gestures so broad you think they were theatre actors making sure the people in the cheap seats can see what's happening, but I still love it. That sounds like Food Fight style animation. That's what Food Fight is like. Because I think the final version of Food Fight was motion capture as well. So there's a lot of like arm flailing going on. The problem with like a Spirited Beginnings animation isn't just that it's shit. It's that it looks like an animatic. If you know when you have like when you see an animatic for a CGI movie and you kind of see, oh, that's how they're gonna block it out. It looks like that. So it's not just bad, it looks unfinished. Even for 90 standards, it looks really unfinished. Like it's not ready. It's not ready, and like we're seeing the animatic for what's going to be blocked out. It's bizarre, and all the characters move very robotically and like. And you can see that they're trying to go for a style, but it doesn't work when the characters like. It's really bizarre. You can see all the flaws as well, because like you'd think they're kind of like maybe like add some opacity or something like that, but they don't. Like they're quite bright. You can easily see all the flaws. Soda, okay, Food Fight was motion captured. I demand to see the footage of Christopher Lloyd's character. I don't know if they motion captured the actual actors. I don't think they did. I mean, like, you got to remember that Tim Curry played one of the characters, and I think at that point he just had his stroke. So yeah, I doubt they got the actors themselves to do the motion capture. But I would have loved to have seen Christopher Lloyd in motion capture. I'm surprised that's not happened yet, or maybe it has, because like Christopher is like one of Robert Zemeckis' muses. So you'd think Robert Zemeckis would be like, oh wow, I've got this actor that really loves to overact. I should put him in motion capture. Well, it's not happened yet. I want to see that. But yes, I'm seeing Strange World tomorrow. The only other Christmas plan I have for this month is to go to the Sheffield Christmas markets. So basically, at night in my city, cabins are like placed across the whole city, like pretty much all the city. Like it keeps going and going and going. Doesn't matter which street you go down to. There's like loads and loads of cabins, and each cabin is a different kind of market, and lots of different types of markets you can get. So you get fashion, you can get merch, you get Christmas novelty stuff. But what's most interesting and the most appealing thing about it is that they have cabins for a different food from around the world. Because you got to remember that my city of Sheffield really celebrates diversity, and like it's a very multicultural city. So there's every cabin is like. Every food cabin is either catering to like a Christmassy kind of food, or it'll be a food you've never tried before because it's from a completely different country. And like, yeah, it's really interesting, really fun. I'm going to be going with my friend Miranda and her daughter, and yeah, looking forward to it. That's it though in terms of like Christmas plans. That's my one Christmas plan for this month. I'm going to use it well. I'm going to have a fun night. I'm going to have to really bundle up though. Leo, pretty much, but at least it's a Halloween story, so it works with being a little off. Plus, it's not as hyper as Food Fight. You know what I mean? But I still love seeing it. But I love Night of the Headless Horseman, 1999, because the super horror story and the cast is unreal. Jeff Bennett, William H. Macy, Mark Hamill, Clancy Brown, Bill, I could never pronounce his name right, Fajabaki, I think it was, I don't know. Luke Perry, that's just kind of thrown in there. Even love how it adapts the book, despite a couple of big liberties taken. Interesting. I'll definitely keep that in mind. See, I can't think of any like obscure VHS stuff that I grew up with that no one else would have. The closest that comes to mind is Kissy Fair. I had the pilot episode of Kissy Fair, and I was obsessed with playing that. And like all I remember is it was about these circus animals that like their circus gets flooded and they end up having to live in the wild. That's all I remember of it. So I remember that. I really can't think of other obscure. I had loads and loads of Silver Brumby VHS tapes. For those of you who don't know, Silver Brumby is an Australian cartoon about a horse. That's all I remember. And I had a kick-ass theme song as well. It was kind of like DreamWorks Spirit in a way. It was very much like that. I had loads of VHSs of that because my grandparents are Australian, and every Christmas they would send us a hamper full of lots of different things for the whole family. And one of those things would be a VHS tape for me, because my grandparents knew I was obsessed with collecting VHS tapes. So I'd always get like Silver Brumby. I think I nearly had nearly every episode by the time I was like a teenager, because they just kept coming. I had so many of them. Leo, that does sound so nice. Soda, I didn't only on some VHS because I had it recorded off the telly, but I do distinctly remember reruns of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie that used to be played around Christmas time. Yep. Silver Brumby was badass. I loved it. I loved it as a kid. I watched it every day, and I was very lucky to have an Australian family. It was like, here you go, here's some free Silver Brumby for you. But the Christmas hamper was brilliant. I loved it. I wish you could find like photos of it. I don't know if my parents ever took photos of it, but it was amazing. It was huge. It was a huge hamper basket. It was absolutely huge. And like one of my family's Christmas traditions was to basically open this hamper up and look what was inside. It was basically an unboxing evening, and it was really fun because like they'd put lots of very Australian kinds of things into the hamper basket, but it was usually things that were very good for Christmas. So like we would be able to like see a part of our family's culture, but also it could be utilized at the season as well. So we get Christmas puddings, we get Tim Tams. We get Vegemite. There was like my parents got Australian wine. Lots and lots and lots. Just so much stuffed into this hamper because my grandparents love spoiling us. So to putting fond memories of the film aside, watching it with a grown-up pair of eyes just makes me go, this movie is really not the greatest as I remember. That happens a lot, mate. That happens a lot. I'm going to start the Jigsaw soon, by the way. Very soon. Leah, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, it was. I really liked it. You know what? I'd love to actually ask my grandparents to start doing it for me. I actually might message them and say, hey, you remember the hampers you used to give them family? Can you just send them my way now? That'd be sick. Send me some Bluey merchandise. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, the thing is as well, I actually want to do like a vlog of me going to Australia for the first time in years and spending time with a family and like introducing my Australian grandparents and like where they live and stuff, and maybe introduce my cousins as well. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to do something like that. Like it'll feel nostalgic going back there, and it'll be also kind of fun like introducing that side of my family to people. Leo, yes, never too old for that, especially if Bluey may be included. Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask my nana or my granddad. I don't know how. I don't. It's kind of a pain because like they're a bit of a nightmare to contact because like they're old. They don't get into social media. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ask them. Send me the hamper. I'll be old enough to have the wine that they throw as well, so I'll appreciate that. I really can't remember any other stuff that were in the hamper. The thing that me and my brother got most excited about, though, was Tim Tams. It wasn't a hamper without Tim Tams, which is like the greatest Australian snack on the planet. we were like, luckily every time the Tim Tams were there, but we were always like, please be there, please be there, please be there. And it just be, the whole Tim Tams will be like eaten over a week from the biscuit cupboard. So my experience with Bluey is still in the medium. Keep watching it, you'll love it, It's really, really, really good. Right, I think it is time to start doing this Simpsons Christmas Jigsaw. So be right back, folks. Okie dokie. Here's the jigsaw. I will now show you what I'm aiming to complete. This image. I need to complete this image using a different website this time. I really like this website. Don't know why I've got this timer here. Got a timer in the corner for some reason. Don't really need that. Don't really need the timer. But I guess we can start a timer. Let's have a little timer. Oh, okay. Bear with me, folks. And now it's just restarted the whole thing. I'll be right back. Okay, fixed it. Bit of a nightmare there. Anyway, okay, yeah. So again, this is the picture I want to complete. Of course, I should start with corners, but this is gonna be hard because I need to move all the pieces out of the way first. Yeah, just move them to the side. Move them all to the side. No, I could have done this before stream. Oh well. I guess it's kind of relaxing to watch me move jigsaw pieces without placing them. The adrenaline, the joy, the fun. Yeah, I want to get the corners done. So let's just move things out of the way for the corners. So many pieces. So I don't know how many pieces there are. All I've done is set the difficulty to very hard. That's all I've done. I really don't know. But I get a feeling there's a lot of pieces here. These pieces look small. Okay, I want all the corners. Come on, free up the corners. And then I have to hunt all the corners. Wish I had a bit more space. Okay, corners. How do I find the corners in this mess? To be fair, when you're doing jigsaws, you usually have them as like a pile. But it's a little harder when you're clicking them. Okay. Maybe I can... Nope. This might take way longer than I thought. Okay. That will help, actually. So I need... The corners will be... They're either pink or weird green. So if I look at the pinks, I should be able to find a pink corner. Okay. Nope. Nope. There's got to be one somewhere. Oh, is that a corner? I think that's a corner. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not as good as the other website. Whenever you placed a piece, that it would like flash and sparkle to let you know it's actually fit in place. But this one, well, it has fit in place. But I can appreciate if it did have a bit more spectacle, please. I did it good. Come on. So I want to ask everyone a question first. Well, I'm going to ask lots of questions to keep you all busy, keep you all entertained. My first question is, do you remember the first ever Simpsons episode that you watched? I can't really say what mine is, but I remember the earliest episode I remember actually watching. There we go, got a piece, I think. Yep. The earliest... Whoa, chat box is weird. Right, I'm gonna have to change chat box on this page as well. Bear with me. Chat box. Here we go. Make that a bit. Make the font a bit bigger. And move that. Hopefully it will be a little better. So the earliest I remember would have to be I forgot the official name. It's like 2 cars on every fish or something. I don't... Three eyes on every fish or something cars. I always think it's too long to remember that. But I know it's from season 2, and it's the one where Mr. Burns tries to run for senator, I think. And I remember that really strongly, and it was I remember being really excited as a kid, discovering for the first time, and like, wow, this exists. And apparently, when I was a kid, because I didn't know what the name of the show was, I called it The Yellow People as a kid. I just called it Yellow People. And, like, every day I would say to my parents, are we going to watch The Yellow People today? My parents found it funny. That was what I called it. Right, I need to look for a corner that'll be green. Green corner. Green corner. Green. Nope, that's not it. Leah, I think I mentioned this before. It has 2 VHS... Oh, I think I just missed a bunch. Sorry. Soda, I think my earliest memories of The Simpsons was one of the season 1 episodes. Leo, I think I mentioned this to before. It was 2 VHS collections. Which collections were they? I'm kind of curious. Because like there were so many different kinds. Because there was the themed ones, but there was also they also did like 2 episodes of each one from season 1. It's weird. I know. But I do remember Leo telling me about watching those themed collections. I had the themed collections. I had Bart Wars and Raiders of the Lost Fridge. I used to watch them religiously. Where's the green corner? I'm getting annoyed now. Where's the green corner? Like, bring the image back up. Yeah, it's definitely a green corner. Definitely a green corner, but like, where is it? Green corner. I don't know how people can do jigsaws as a hobby, because like you have to sift through so many pieces. Right, green corner. Where is? Oh, there we go. That's one. Leah, one had crime-based episodes like Who Shot Mr. Burns. That was Crime and Punishment. The other was sex-themed, like Battle for Duck. I think that was Sex Lies and The Simpsons. You can tell I was obsessed with these VHS tapes. I only had 2, but like I'm obsessed with over the existence of the others. I was like, wow, I want to get others. I'll tell you something funny though. Actually, I just remembered is that when I watched one of these VHS tapes with a friend as a kid, it was like one of it's supposed to be the darker collections, and it opened up with like a clip show, and like it showed a clip from the episode Itchy and Scratchy versus Marge, and it was the bit where Maggie hits Homer and blood goes everywhere, and my friend said, you know what, that's a banned episode, that's banned, you can't actually see it. I believed him at the time, and it wasn't, of course, but as a kid I was like, whoa, it's that dark. Maggie really kills Homer. Oh no. Right, okay, another green corner. Why green corners? They're like a mythical thing right now. I feel like I'm going to spend most of the stream just looking for greens and pinks. It is a very weird colour scheme. It's a rhubarby kind of colour scheme, isn't it now? Green corner. I'm getting really annoyed at this green corner for avoiding me. So my strong memories of The Simpsons was The Last Temptations of Homer and Springfield Murder Mysteries on VHS. Yeah, there are some theme collections as well that kind of like didn't get as remembered, I think, because like they had a sports one, they had a Valentine's one, they had loads and loads. They just kept releasing them because they had so much of the content they could like turn into theme collections. And I'll admit this, when I was doing Jambareeqi reviews, I even considered like doing the same kind of thing, but I didn't know how. Green corner, come on, green corner, where is it? I'm tired of sifting through these. Nope. Where is it? It's got to exist. It can't have like vanished. Huh. Oh, we got a bit of greens here. Should we just throw the greens on the table and just see if one of them is green? Corner. Green corner. Oh, I thought that was it then. Yeah, that's my new technique. I'm gonna throw all the greens onto the table and see which one looks the most like a corner. I think that's my best bet. Just throw them all on. Still can't find it. That's crazy. Wait, there's that. And there's that. I think that's technically it, but it's not fully green. Also, there's that one. Lee, you just don't get themed collections for single shows anymore. You don't. I kind of wish you did, because like they're really cool. I really like them. And like, but I only liked it when they were creative with it. I didn't like it when you could tell they were just like, oh, we've come up with a theme, but we just don't know which episodes to throw on. And like, I feel like the biggest culprit of that is Bart Wars, the one that I grew up with, because like, you could tell that like they had an idea there of like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if like the VHS cover was like a parody of Star Wars, and like it was called there we go, there it is. It was called Bart Wars. And the problem was that they only had one episode at that time that parodied Star Wars. So they kind of leaned on that episode being the actual one. And like the others, it's kind of weird. Like some of them work, some of them don't. So you've got the Star Wars episode, which is called Maid of the Mob. And then you've got... What others were there now? It was Maid to the Mob. It was Dog of Death, which that's nothing to do with Star Wars. The episode where Mr. Burns sells his plant to Germans, nothing to do with Star Wars. And the last one was The Secret War of Lisa Simpson, which kind of works because it's war, but like that's really scraping for it. So like I really didn't like it when that you could tell that they just kind of like didn't know what to do. They had a title, they had a name, they had a premise, but they didn't know what to do with the theme. I feel like they should have saved Bart Wars for like later on, because nowadays there's loads of episodes that reference Star Wars or center around Star Wars, so it could have been a better collection, I think, if they remade it today. Now, so the corners are done. All I can do now is just maybe the sides. I think that's my best bet. Wait, oh, that was lucky. I just threw that on there. Soda, and trust me, I used to watch those all the time, and then my Simpsons VHS collection grew. And you could actually, I remember like the VHS collection, it had numbers in it, didn't it? And it when you put each one next to each other, it actually showed the Simpsons family on the couch. The more collections you got, or something like that. I remember that. Soda, Homer uses the Force, the forks. Use the forks. Yeah. I do like Maid of the Mob. I think Maid of the Mob is like, it's probably the second best episode on that VHS. Right, where can you go? Can you go there? No, that doesn't go there. Can I go there? Oh, it does go there. Okay, I think I'm just going to focus on the bottom then. Focus on the bottom for now. Or maybe that... Oh, that goes there. A lot of luck. I'm getting a lot of luck so far. No, that's not that. I got too cocky. What about this? No. Look at that. No. It's really hard to organize when there's like so many pieces. And I think that's what put me off doing that many pieces. Like this would be easier if it was a more physical Jigsaw game. Like I'd find it easier to organize. Like that? No. Okay, that's gonna go somewhere up here. Hang on. Wait, I could do this, can't I? Like a shoes. That yes. Haha. Well, that's gonna make things a lot easier actually. Just use the actual guide of the image, and I can possibly make it a little easier for myself. That should go, well, okay, it's like a star. So I think it's that. Yep, there we go. Put the margin. This is gonna make things a lot easier actually. Hopefully not too easy. Actually, yeah, it's gonna make things very. I'm gonna stop doing that. I gave myself a little chance, but like, no, that made it too easy. I want a bit of a challenge. Then again, I still need to look at the pink. Yeah, that's gonna have to go there. Nom 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 nom. Right, I need to find some like bomb flat ones. Wait, I think that's gonna go somewhere on here. Yeah, there we go. Even though it doesn't like sparkle whatever when things click, I kind of like that it stays. That's how I know. I go there? No, it does not. I go there? No, it does not. Oh, that goes there. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. So I remember owning a DVD containing a season 1 episode, sadly. I don't know where it is, and I doubt it would be anything in any working condition. The thing is, I have a lot of gripes with the Simpsons DVDs. So much so that one time I got very drunk at my student flat and started ranting about them. Oh, that fits. I know it's a weird thing. That's a weird thing to admit. I get it. That goes there. But what annoyed me about them was the packaging. At a certain season, for the first couple of seasons, it was like proper usual kind of like plastic DVD packaging, right? And you clicked it into like a little place, fine. But later seasons, for some bizarre odd reason, the later seasons DVD collections were made of card. They were like card folders. You put your DVD into a card folder, and it just scratched everything up, and it made it really hard to kind of like, you had to like really pinch to get them out as well, and you had to kind of like really like open it up and like check, oh, is it even in there? Yeah, the packet. Thank you, Sodies. Packaging chain was awful. It was awful. I don't get why more people aren't more annoyed at them. It was really annoying, really stupid. Where can this go? Wait, I think that doesn't just go there. No, it doesn't. Don't try and force it there, James. It should go somewhere on here, though. At the top. There we go. Green giant. No, that's not there. I feel like this is the best thing I can do for now. It's just like bloop, 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 bloop. This should go somewhere though, shouldn't it? No. Why does it feel like it goes there? Leo. Oh, and the tin Homer head. Everyone hated that one. Yeah, the 3D packaging was really dumb in general. Kind of glad I didn't get any of those. Oh, then again, there was a 3D packaging of the comic book guy one that was really stupid. But I have those gripes, right? I have those gripes, but I'll 100% defend the charm of the DVD collections. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Because there's so much love and attention put into the actual DVD menus. I love the DVD menus for Simpsons seasons, particularly from, I can't remember where they kicked it off. I think it was season 6. Season 6 onwards, they would have animated menus where they would have like 4 different Simpsons characters, specific to whatever episodes were on that disc, just hanging out, and it'd have like a looped animation, and the animation would go on for like forever, and you could leave it, and the characters would just be themselves. It's so damn charming, and they've kept that going every season since 6, and they're so brilliant. And like, you could actually sit there and watch. You could watch the DVD menus and have just as much fun as watching an episode, honestly. And like, it's just fun seeing the characters that they pick based on the episodes on the disc, and seeing them interacting with each other as well. Love it. The menus are fantastic. Plus, the actual extras they would have on a Simpsons season DVD were always sick, always brilliant. You could find something new everywhere. You can look at absolutely anywhere on the disc, and you'd find something. There'd be Easter eggs, there'd be the Butterfingers commercials, there'd be. I also really liked that the extras were based around the Simpsons era that the season came out as well. So whatever years it were, you would find like a commercial or a spin-off or an extra that came out during the time that the season was aired. Like, yeah, it was really specific. But if I'm 100% honest, my favorite thing about any Simpsons DVD, without a doubt, has to be wait, where does it go? There we go. Has to be the actual DVD commentary. I loved the DVD commentary. I mainly got Simpsons DVDs for the commentary. I loved listening to the commentary, and I've listened to the commentary for every episode, maybe up to 16 or 17, multiple times, because like they're really interesting. They're really damn interesting, and like they, it's usually the writers and the directors that are commentating, and sometimes they'll bring in a voice actor. That's when things get really interesting, because like they'll tend to mess around and just make people laugh. But it's really great because like everyone that worked on these episodes remembers everything, so they go into intense detail about so many interesting facts about the episode, and they'll tell you exact things that happen behind the scenes for every scene, or how hard it was to make a particular shot, or what was originally intended for a joke, or what got cut or something. They're just really interesting facts that they throw in there. Yeah, so I'd actually suggest people get the DVDs mainly just to listen to the commentary. They're great. And like, I'd say it's really fun when they also sometimes they're able to get a guest that they had on the actual episode to come in and do the commentary, and they're fun as well because like they bring something unique. It's not just another like, oh, here's the filmmakers like talking about how they made the episode. The guest comes in and like has their perspective. John Lovett's ones are the best probably. John is just hilarious in Simpsons commentaries. He's so damn funny in them. He's half the time he's just like taking the piss out of the people in the studio recording. It's so good. It's so damn good. But like the most iconic Simpsons commentary moment, which I've listened to several times now, gone back to again and again. Where can you go? I'm gonna throw it around. See what happens. The best one was the John Swartzwelder incident. I'm gonna say incident because I can't say how official it is. For those of you who don't know, John Swartzwelder used to work for The Simpsons. He was this reclusive Simpsons writer who rarely got his picture taken, never got involved with the promotions or marketing for The Simpsons. He just mainly stayed in his house, and he actually built a cafe attached to his house as well. So because he got so fed up of like going to public cafes. So yeah, he made like a coffee space basically for him to like have his coffee in, and make him feel like he was actually at an actual cafe. But yeah, so like nobody really got to talk to him or interview him or anything like that because he was so reclusive and like such a people hater. But like, so what was interesting is that in one of the Simpsons commentaries, I can't remember which exact episode, but like one of the writers is like, hey, we should call John about this. John will know about this. And like they kind of like laugh it over because like, yeah, right, John will actually talk to us. But they kind of trick him. They kind of trick him because they don't tell him that they're in an audio commentary. And they ask him like a behind the scenes kind of like question. They get the answer they want out of him, and then after they've done, they say, by the way, John, we're recording a DVD commentary. And he goes, this is not John Swartzwelder, bye. It's iconic. It's iconic. It's great. It's so good. I love going back to that bit. Oh, I know another one that was really great. So in another... Okay, no, I've just remembered two more. In one Simpsons commentary, a fan won a chance to be in the commentary, and it's so cute. And like they're really respectful. They don't like make anyone uncomfortable. They're just kind of just there and just chilling with the writers, and it's just nice. But the other one was, there's a really, really cute one where one of the writers' kids is there, and the kids is like saying so many cute, funny things. Yeah, I'm always gonna stand by that. People need to go check out the Simpsons commentary. You won't regret it. They're so fun, so charming. Where are you going? You don't make any sense. You don't make any freaking sense. Oh, there we go. Soda, stop tempting me to fish out my Simpsons DVDs. No, go do it. Go do it. Go do it. I would myself, but like I've not looked after my Simpsons DVDs very well. They're kind of scratched up, mainly because of the packaging, mainly because of my own incompetence, and I kind of missed the commentaries. They were really nice, and I remember at some point as well, to help me cope through like some very like negative feelings for a while, I would go to my local DVD shop and buy a Simpsons season, and then spend the whole evening just listening to the audio commentary for every episode on that disc. And yeah, really strong memories of that. Just like the Simpsons commentaries are very special to me, and like really helped me through some hard times. I have lots of lovely memories attached to like just chilling and watching them. I kind of miss doing that in general, just going to the DVD shop and like getting something to cheer myself up with. I feel like streaming has just like made things so much easier that I don't do that anymore. But I feel like there's a charm to kind of like, because like for example, when I was working at Wilkinson's, I hated working there, hated it with a passion, and I only worked there because my parents are nagging me to get a job. I don't know why was I trying to fix Marge with Bart? I was only doing that to like make my parents happy. And I was like, I don't even want money. I don't even need money. I literally don't care about money. Because I wasn't really after anything. All I wanted to do was just make stuff. I just liked making things. And all I really needed was just like a pile of sheet of paper. And I had loads of paper. So I didn't need anything. So what I did is I thought, you know what? I'm stuck in this job. Hate it so much. I should reward myself after each shift. So on the way home, I'd grab a DVD, and it would usually be Nicktoons DVD. There'd be like a Nicktoons collection of like either Jimmy Neutron or SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents, just a bunch of episodes on one DVD. And that was how I kind of got through my job, really. I thought that was going there. I don't know where Bart. Where is Bart? Okay. Oh, he's all the way over here. Okay. But yeah, that was my way of like coping with being in that crappy job. I think that's Homer, isn't it? I think Homer would be over here. Yeah, I don't know. It was nice to it was a nice thing to look forward to after my shifts. I just grab that Nicktoons DVD, come home, watch it and chill out. I think that's why I ended up having a bit of a soft spot for SpongeBob and Jimmy Neutron, because those DVDs helped me. Soda, well, that's better than what I had at my seal costs. By that I mean I know DVDs of cartoons. I'd loads. I had too many DVDs, I think. I had more VHS tapes than DVDs, but I had a lot of DVDs. I mean, like, my VHS and DVD collection was so massive. And to the point where I got two massive tubs, probably the size of my armchair here twice, for VHS and DVDs, and put them under my bed. And then I got boxes to put under my bed. I had DVDs in nearly every cabinet in my room. It was just packed. And after I moved out of my family home, there was literally no. Actually, no, that was no. I'm thinking of that. When I left, I was only allowed to keep 30 VHS tapes. I remember that, but I also remember that I had so many DVDs when I was like finishing uni, because like I had so many DVDs that just packed the whole place. That I couldn't take them all to where I was moving to. I couldn't. So half went to where I was moving to, and half went to my dad's house. That's how many DVDs I had. It was insane. I kind of want to sell them all now, though, to be honest, because like they kind of take up the place. Yeah, Wilco's sucks. I hated Wilco's. The thing I hated about working at Wilco's the most was that I'd come to work kind of tired, mainly because I was just miserable working there. And there was this one person, this one woman who just had it in for me. I swear, she really had it in for me. And like, she was just observing me constantly. She wasn't even a supervisor or like a manager or anything. And like, she was like constantly watching me. And like, she organized a whole meeting to complain about me yawning. Yeah, yawning. Yeah, I get you don't want to kind of like give the impression to customers, oh, you're bored or whatever. But like, yawning, seriously, a meeting over yawning, it was so dumb. And like, it really annoyed me how the woman that reported me, well, like, stood very serious next to the manager, like, stupid. It was stupid. I hate working in the, yeah, I hate working for corporations in general, but that was one of the worst. Yeah, she was a nasty cow. She really was. It was like she was trying to find ways of keeping herself entertained. And it got so bad that that same woman was assigned to stand behind me to make sure that I was doing my job right and I wasn't yawning. No, really. Really, she stood behind me and like, I had anxiety, I had autism, and I had someone just looming behind me. Do you think I'm going to react like, oh, thank you, you're making my job so much easier? No. I freaked out. I almost had a panic attack, and I just walked out. I walked out I walked away from my tail and just like chilled. I had to like calm myself down in the warehouse. Yeah, screw these companies. They just treat employees like punching bags. Though to be fair, if you were to say to me, hey, you have to work at a call center, or you have to work at Wilkinson's again, I'd be like, Wilkinson's. Call centers are like the worst, literally the worst place to ever work. Like I hate call centers so much. They're not just scummy and like very cultish, super cultish, but like, where's this even going? But like, you literally do become the company's punching bag. You literally do. You go through so much abuse, and like the people in charge don't care, really don't. Like, you get the worst kind of customers, and like you can bail, but like they don't want you to bail. They want you to like put up with the abuse until the call is done. And like, I worked at a call center. It was the call center for a major British company, and it was the only call center in the country as well. The only one. And it was a big British company as well, huge, like one of the mainstream ones. And so we would have to like deal with calls from all over the country, from this one call center. Like, you rarely got a moment to breathe. It was just call. Good evening, Joshua. Leo, I will attempt deep throat and an entire electric eel before I work in a call center. Ooh, you make that sound so appealing when you put it next to a call center. It's the only job I'd never ever do again. Never ever. Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. Never gonna do that again. Where does this go? Where do you go, little fella? Seriously, where do you go? Oh, there you go. What's funny as well is that the department I worked at this call center ended up on BBC Watchdog. No, really. It was that scummy. I didn't know this until I quit. And I literally did. It was one of the only times I really did voluntarily quit a job. I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. It was so awful working there. And like you couldn't say anything bad about the company as well. You could not say anything bad. You get so much shit if you said something bad about the company. It's almost like you had to worship it. Leo, and Christ, I have stories about shitty relatives and the phone to poor call center workers. One in particular I'll tell you later. Yeah, so I had one person just literally scream, like shout, horribly scream into my ear about how annoyed they were. Because the other problem was, because we were the only call center for this major company, a lot of people would end up stuck in a call for like maybe 2 hours. And they would hear the same violin loop for those 2 hours. And then they would take that out on us. And be like, I've had a lesson, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm sorry, that's not my fault. I didn't decide the theme. I didn't decide that. I didn't play that violin. I'm not in charge here. Stop blaming me. Said I once did volunteer work at a railway museum, and there was a bloke there I didn't like particularly. After one instant, while I was doing some cleaning on one of their rolling stock, 1 minute, I'm getting grime off one of the fans. The next thing, I noticed nowhere loud sound and sparks flying everywhere right next to me while I was cleaning. Needless to say, I was bloody furious that the guy didn't inform me that was going to happen. Bloomin' heck. Yeah, I will say that, like, fellow staff members can be just as bad as, like, the people in charge sometimes. You can end up with some people that some really shitty people. And I've ended up in that. To be fair, though, sometimes I've ended up with, like... I've ended up in situations where the people I work with make the job easier. And the call center was, like, probably the best example of that. Like, even though there was often drama, the drama was usually aimed at the people in charge. Right? And, like, there was still the sense of camaraderie between everyone. Like, everyone was in the same boat of, like, working in this terrible place. Everyone was, like, in the exact same boat. So we all kind of, like, stuck together, really. And all kind of supported each other. The best we could, really. That should go somewhere down here, shouldn't it? Yep, there we go. And it was kind of good because, like, while I hated the job, it was one of the only jobs where I got to kind of, like, entertain people around me to kind of, like, keep up morale. And, like, it was as much as I hated, like, all the calls and that, it was just nice to make someone's day a little easier by, like, making them laugh with, like, a silly voice or a joke or goofing around. I remember, like, spending most of my shifts just doing Voldemort impressions to make people laugh. But, like, I remember the only times it was fun at the call center was when either two things. The system was down, so we didn't really have to do anything. All we do was answer the phone and be like, we're down, can't help you, mate, bye. So satisfying. Didn't have to do anything besides just let people know we're down. So that was awesome. I loved that. Where do you go? I'm getting too carried away with that. But the other times was like Christmas time, because surprisingly, no one really called it Christmas. No one really, like, bothered us at Christmas. And it was kind of chill. And we'd have, like, maybe, like, 2 calls an hour or something. And we just kind of, like, made each other laugh and had fun. And, yeah, it was really fun. And one thing we did that I still love to this day, one of my favorite memories even, was, like, we played this game called Cool Roulette. Like, because in the call center, it wasn't like an office space or anything. It was like it was like a table, like a big circle table with, like, a booth around the table. And, like, we'd all stand up and then we'd have to sit down if we got a call. And, like, whoever was like standing last would win. Just little things like that made the job a little easier, particularly when the people in charge were just not good people, let's just say. I mean, like, there's a reason I'm not really bringing up. I'm not going to bring up the name of this company, just to avoid any kind of any fuss. But like, one of the worst things they did was they, and this is kind of gross looking back, but they would reward people for not going to the toilet. If your toilet hours, the person with the smallest amount of like hours or time spent on toilet breaks, you get literally a prize, like a perfume or a deodorant or something. I don't know, something like that. It's kind of messed up when you look back on it. They rewarded you for keeping your PM, basically, because like all they cared about was like the numbers. They just saw us as numbers and like a chance to like impress their bosses. So no, I'm not going to complain too much because for the time I was there, I enjoyed myself, but I did take a disliking to that guy after that. Leo, I've made a point to be as nice as possible at any call center people as possible, because dear fuck, when they have to deal with so many death threats, I bet they appreciate basic decency and a softer voice. Plus that usually means they're not in a big rush to get me off the phone, and in return, but I get the results I want faster, so win-win. See, I've been mixed, because I've had that experience, and it's definitely humbled me, and it is really nice to be sympathetic and to like know the position they're in on the other side of the phone, and to like whenever they say I'm so sorry, I'm like, no, it's fine, it's honestly fine. Like they're like, oh, thank you. Like, I love that. I love like assuring them like I'm not going to be an asshole on this call. But I've also had phone calls with companies where clearly the people there just either didn't care about their job or weren't trained properly, and like I needed something important sorted out, and like it's been really hard to keep my cool, because it's like one part of me is like, look, I get this is probably like a higher up kind of problem, but another part of me is like, I really want this sorted. Like I sympathize with the situation, but like please don't take advantage of my niceness, in other words. So here's £3 coins for not going to the bathroom. Felt like that sometimes. And like the only way they kept up morale at Christmas was that they had games. It was really weird. Like they'd wait till you were like less busy, and they'd be like, "Hey, next player." It was like a game show. It was like a game show kind of thing, and you could maybe win a prize if you could like knock something over or something. It was bizarre, really bizarre. Because they'll be passive aggressive to you for 1 second, and then they'll get into Chris's spirit the next. It was so strange. Where do you go? I feel like, oh, it's gonna be. Oh, I feel like it's there. It's there. Or there? Yeah, there. So there was one job I hated doing. That was the job I did at a farm as a trial room. Really, I can imagine them working at a farm being kind of nice. But then again, that's the thing. You'll sometimes think something seems nice because of where it is, but you actually work there and the job's crap. So I get you. I'm really enjoying working on the tree. I like doing the tree, I've noticed. I've spent more time on the tree than anything. Well, all these pieces are stuck together. I have no idea why. Maybe they go down here, 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 here. Come on, where do you go? Where do you go? Goes here. There we go. Leo, obviously it's easy to tell which ones deserve your sympathy or not, but it's easy to switch my soft approach from my firm voice based on whether I'm talking to some poor internet guy or my useless estate agents not communicating or taking forever to fix the leak in my ceiling on my smashed window. Yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm always, ever since the call center situation, and ever since Wilkinson's, I've always been as nice as I can to like staff members, as nice as I frigging can. Maybe like friends were all just level 9s. Just because I'm like, I want them to know, like, don't panic. Because I've been there, and you've... The smallest thing can make you panic. And I'd always let them know, like, nope, don't panic. Especially when, like, it's something I'm not even that urgent about. I'm just kind of curious. To be honest, the only kind of, like, retail-y mainstream corporate job I ever enjoyed, technically, kind of, was working at HMV. It was a Christmas temp job. There were problems. There were definitely problems that I didn't like. But like, I came to an agreement with the people in charge there. They're like, you know what, I'm better at helping customers than I am at being behind the tills. And like, okay, cool. You go focus on the customers then. And I kind of like that, but it was a lot of pacing. It was a lot of pacing, but it was also kind of fun because like I could use my film knowledge to like find stuff for people really damn fast, and I think my bosses really like that. Like there'd be times where, for example, there was this one customer was like, "Oh, I want all the Tarantino films," and because I knew all of them. And I knew where things were in the shop. I was like, I like doing that. That was fun. Yeah, that was one of the good things about that job. There were some things that did kind of annoy me, but I'm not going to get into that. Right, I want to focus on the tree more. I really like doing the tree because it's so Christmassy. Where could you go? Ooh, you look good. Yep, you definitely go there. Tree, 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 tree. Where's that go? No, I'm not gonna bother. Find more tree pieces. More tree pieces. There, that's nice. Tree, 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 tree. Yep, yep. Come on. It looks like it goes there. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Where could that go then? Maybe here? Here? Yeah, that goes there. More tree pieces. I want more tree pieces. Come on, that's what's going on here? That's Homer's head. Or is that Abe's head? I can't you can't tell, can you? With Abe and Homer. But Marge is here, so I could put that there. No, that's Lisa. Why do I keep trying to put other people on Marge? Tree. I want to find other tree pieces. Tree pieces, tree pieces, tree pieces, tree pieces, tree pieces, pieces of tree. This is going to start turning into an ASMR soon. Ooh. Oh, that goes there. But going back to The Simpsons, I want to go back to The Simpsons. So, another question, another Simpsons-related question. Is there a specific episode you saw that made you go like, I'm done? But this is mainly a question for those who don't like the modern Simpsons era. I think my point where I was like officially done was the episode where the Trace of Horror episode where Homer becomes disabled, like his whole body's disabled, and he can only communicate by farting. And he decides to become Spider-Man in this parody of Spider-Man After Dark. It's stupid. It's embarrassing. It is honestly embarrassing. It's embarrassingly bad, and when I saw it, I was like, yep, Simpsons is dead for me now. That was like the biggest low point for me. I don't think I've seen anything worse than that. Like, I've seen bad episodes, but like not to the point where it's like I felt embarrassed to be a Simpsons fan level bad. Where do you go? Where do you go, Sonny Jim? Oh, there you go. I want more tree pieces. Are you a tree? You look like a tree. No. Whereas that's Maggie. Maggie's down here, isn't she? So I'm gonna put that there. I don't know. That looks like a piece of Lisa. What's that? Is it? Or is it a piece of Bart? Yeah, it's a piece of Bart. So, well, on the day the lady already gave me a bad vibe and was pissing me off because she was commuting on how my mum and dad raised me, strike one. Not like it was her business. Strike two, she asked me to start digging and said it helps me concentrate, and she got snotty over that. Strike two. Then she was being patronising at dinner. Strike three. And then only giving me £2 coins. What? That's ridiculous. I understand that being your breaking point. You know, I never watched the show as regularly as others. I was a very casual viewer. But I remember seeing the episode where Mo meets a Nigerian princess, because the whole Nigerian prince email scam was around at the time. I just remember being utter bollocks, both unfunny, rushed, and going nowhere. That sums up my feeling of most modern episodes, really, if I'm honest. It's just something feels missing. And it's mainly the fact that, like, the original writers have all gone now, and it's just become fan fiction. There are some new episodes ideas that I like the sound of, but I just don't want to waste my time being disappointed, because sometimes I've seen an idea for a new episode, I'm like, that's actually a cool premise, I want to see that, and very, very rarely is it paid off, and I've been like, oh, that's really cool. Like, the only good like episodes I've seen of the modern ones were probably like a really cool thing Bart wants to do, that one where it's the cruise ship, Halloween of Horror, the Lego episode. That's all I can really think of though. And thinking, remember how like how many seasons there are at this point. That's not a good sign when I can only like name a couple. Let's go there, go there, go there. You go there, go there, go there. I don't know what I'm doing. Lisa Goes Gaga. Yeah, that was definitely a low point. And I saw so many Lady Gaga fans saying like, it's the joke. That's the joke of the episode. It's not. It's not. It's basically the Simpsons realizing that Lady Gaga is famous and taking advantage of it. Like, there's no punchline. There's literally no punchline to it. It's just, that is it. Where does that go? Here. Yeah, that goes there. To be honest, though, I would say that the average bad... Ooh, no. I don't know if I'm going to say this. Take what I say a pinch of salt, because, like, it can get pretty bad. But, like, I would say maybe an average bad episode of King of the Hill is better than most modern Simpsons. Maybe. I say that, but there is episodes like Lupe's Revenge and Mrs. Wakefield and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm going to go that far. But it feels like it. I've managed to tolerate a lot of bad episodes. Where do you go? Of King of the Hill more than the Simpsons ones. Leo, even the ones where they're blowing smoke up Elon Musk's arse aged like milk. Oh, that's really bad, especially because like the Elon Musk can't act. That does not help. That's the problem with a lot of modern Simpsons, is that like it's become less how do we find the charm of this story? It's more what's popular? Who is popular? Let's make something around that. It's just pandering now. It's all pandering. I only really watch new episodes like out of morbid curiosity, really. Or to see the Trails of Horror episodes and see how well they're doing. Because sometimes they do come with an interesting premise. That goes there. So the aftermath of all that farm work was, after that my dad never went there again, and he thought it went through the roof, but I told her what she said about how I was raised. Ooh, yeah. Leo, Lisa saying, Dad, that's Elon Musk, one of the greatest scientific minds and inventors of a generation. No, it's not. That's a trust fund baby, Lisa, that paid to look like a scientific genius. Nope. Nope. I feel like you go somewhere near here. Because you got the lines. Oh, I think it's here. It's got to be somewhere here. Is it that? No? Or is it that? No. Thing is, though, I feel like no matter what you say about modern Simpsons, it really helps you to appreciate the older episodes more on rewatch, I'd say. So I'm not too upset that they exist, because like it really makes you, it makes you really interestingly study what makes the older episodes actually work. And like where the magic came from. Wow, the tree's looking great now. I mean, there's so many episodes that you can do so much content based on it. I've had so many ideas that I really want to do, but they would all involve me watching every single episode. But I'm tempted to. I mean, like, one of the ideas I've had for quite some time, and I'm very tempted to do, is I want to do like a top 5 or top 10 guest characters or guest celebrities on the show. I really want to do that. But it mean to do it fairly, I feel like I would have to watch every episode, so I'd like know who were the best ones. I mean, like you've got Hank Scorpio, played by Albert Brooks. You've got John, played by John Waters. Who else is there now? Dan DeVito is Herb. Oh, who else is? Why am I struggling to like remember half of these? But like, there's so many great guests. Why is this all? Half of these are stuck together. I'm not complaining, but like it's just weird. Just weird. But where does it even go? Because that looks like the tip of a tree. What on earth is that? Or is it there? There? Yes, there. Want more of the tree. So this is actually thinking the Simpsons should have ended the movie. I know I've seen a lot of people saying it should have ended even earlier than that. Because you gotta remember the movie came out when they were probably in like the teen era. Like I think they were. I think it would. I wouldn't even fine if it ended at season 9. Just end at season 9. Finished, done. Or end at season 8. If I was to be less generous. Liam, my favorite guest character was always Carl, played by Harvey Fierstein. I love Carl. Oh my god, I love Carl. You know what? I need to put. I'm gonna put it in my cartoon crushes list. I love Carl so much. Carl is amazing. Like Harvey's voice is already brilliant and charismatic, and just goes so well with Carl. Carl's just so good. Just like there's something. He's not just like the loveliest guy ever, but like he's just so magnetic and oh yeah, he's great. I love him. He was one of my cartoon crushes too. Yes. Oh my god, he's such a great character. Because like I think what's so appealing about him is his selflessness and how sincere he is about motivating Homer. It's not just a job for him. And like what he ends up doing by the end of Simpson and Delilah is genuinely a really moving, one of the most moving Simpsons moments. Like he puts his clients first, and it's not because he wants to like improve his reputation or whatever. It's just kind of like he's just a really nice guy. He's just a really sweet guy. I don't know where you go. I feel like you go here. Or do you go here? I don't know. Yeah, Carl was great. Love Carl. I'm trying to remember some other guest characters now. I've always I mentioned before, but like I've always loved John from Homophobia. Always loved him. Not just because I'm a John Waters fan, but like the character in general is just so freaking charming, and John's voice acting is just brilliant. Leo, and you know they're gonna keep going until the wheels fall off. Like, if Marge's actress dies, they'll replace her and just keep going. I'll take a piano falling on Harry Shearer and Hank Sarah before they stop. Pretty much, yeah. But oh well. As long as Great North keeps going, I don't mind what Fox does, to be honest. I'm just not gonna watch The Simpsons. That's all I'm gonna do. God damn it! What is with these? I want to fish the tree. Where's more tree pieces? Wait, is that Santa's little helper's leg? That looks like it. It's not. I think. Oh, it is. It's down there though. I think that goes there. Yep. I'm liking the pacing of this. I was really nervous that I'd do so bad at this because there's so many pieces this time. Like, I played things so safe before, but like I'm seeing now that like maybe I can pull this off if I give myself time and work out techniques. This is fine. No, that's not it. There we go. That's that. Don't know where it goes. That's Abe. That's definitely Abe. Down here somewhere. That's not that. That must be Homer. Let's have a look. Oh, that's Bart. That should go here then, shouldn't it? Okay. So, which Carl are we talking about? Yeah, the one where Homer gets Everyman's Dream to get the hair back. Yep, that's the Carl. Not the other Carl. That you just remember there is another good modern Simpsons episode that I really like, and I might watch it actually soon because it's technically kind of Christmassy because of the setting, but like there's an episode for Carl Carlson's origin story, which is that he was adopted by Icelandic parents. So he has an Icelandic upbringing, and it's a really beautiful episode because all it is just like Carl going back to his roots, and like the whole music score was done by Sigur Rós, who is like one of the best Icelandic bands ever. And like you've got these beautiful Northern Lights, you've got beautiful Sigur Rós music, and it's just a really nice episode. I really want to rewatch it again. Leo, then again, Shearer even said he can't keep doing this. They should stop, and they in no uncertain terms said they have enough B-roll footage just to fill these characters if he buggered off. I'm surprised he's not gone sooner. I mean, like he was the most vocal about the Principal and the Pauper episode being bad. He was the one that was like, no, this is against Seymour Skinner's character. Don't do this episode. It's kind of surprising he stayed, even when that red flag was already there. It is kind of scummy how they're prepared to like use his footage though. It's a bit like when Isaac Hayes in South Park, he didn't want to do South Park anymore after they lampooned Scientology because Isaac was a Scientologist. So they made an episode where they just ruined the chef character using Isaac's archive footage voice, but like it's really horribly edited, but it kind of fits the story when they explain why. Leo basically told him, you can stay and do your job and get paid, or we can just use your B-roll without you. I get that. I get why that's the reason that he would stay, to be honest. Because a lot of the Simpsons voice cast are very, very attached to their characters, very passionate about their characters, and to be fair, sometimes the writers, this is probably only in the case of the classic episode, but the writers were very, would always listen to like the voice actors, and like saying like this is out of character or something. They would tweak it. I think they kind of stopped doing that though. The voice actors often were allowed to have a say. So can I just say South Park was no longer the same after the chef left. It did go a bit weird, didn't it? They got obsessed with like conspiracy episodes at that point. Nah. I'm not sure where that goes. Oh, but that fit? No, it didn't. I thought that fit for a sec. Actors need to earn a living as well, yeah, true. And I can imagine that they pay really well, and like the money that Harry makes can go towards his personal projects. Because you got to remember that he does his own stuff as well, and his primary thing though really is radio. Like his thing is radio above anything. God damn it, I'm really annoyed with that. Huh? Oh, if that's there. Oh, there we go. It's also surreal going back to This Is Spinal Tap, and like seeing Harry as his younger self, and like kind of sounding like a Simpsons character. But at the same time, it's kind of interesting how there is an episode of The Simpsons where Spinal Tap are the guest characters. Actually, I would say that's another good example of guest characters on The Simpsons. Like Spinal Tap, even though Simpsons didn't create them, like there's some of the best Simpsons guest characters. Just they're so funny. They're just being Spinal Tap is great. Where do you go? Oh, is it there? Yeah! Tree's almost done now. Right, what else we got? That looks like a corner of here. Oh, okay. That? No. That? No. Leah, plus the whole Scientology link with South Park is just one mess after another, from the cult sending spies to try and find info on Trey and Matt to blackmail them, them also taking Isaac Hayes off medication that could have saved his life. Basically, the cult indirectly killed him. It's mental. Yep. I could honestly do a whole stream where I talk about Scientology, because like I've always been obsessed with cults ever since I was a kid, and I've watched so many docs and read so many articles on cults, particularly Scientology. Like it's one of my weird fascinations. But like yeah, there's so much. I'd say if you really want to like get into the nitty gritty of like understanding why Scientology is so terrible, it would be check out. Well, it kind of depends how much free time you have, really. But like, you can check out. There's a Scientology documentary. I forgot what it's even called now. It's really, really good. I've seen it several times now. It is called Going Clear. Scientology in the Prison of Belief. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend it. Well, I've gone pretty far with the Jigsaw now. I've just noticed. Like, look, that's not much left to go. But yeah, watch Going Clear if you don't have much time. But if you really want to dive further into it, check out Leah Remini's documentary series. It's very, very long, but what makes it so great is that each episode is about a specific part of Scientology and its victims. So it goes really, really in depth, and it starts with L. Ron Hubbard's like criminal history right from the beginning. It just focused straight away, like reminding people this is where it started, this is who they claim to worship. It goes straight from there, but then each episode is like looking at how each person that's left has been affected, and like it's awful. It's awful, but very well made series, and it helps that Leah used to be a Scientologist, so she knows a lot of the inside kind of stuff. So, and she's presenting it. Leo, Mr. Bergstrom from... Oh, sorry, I missed Soda's comment. Soda, I've got to give Matt and Trey this. They managed to make a better Thunderbirds movie than the actual Thunderbirds movie we got in the 2000s. Pretty low bar, though. Leo, Mr. Bergstrom from Lisa's a Substitute. Always loved him. I guess he and Carl just really felt that soft spot for those perfect kinds of characters who are hard to write for, but are so endearing. Yeah. I get you. Mr. Bergstrom's... Love Mr. Bergstrom. I wish I had a teacher like Mr. Bergstrom. Closest I had was that English teacher I mentioned in my last stream. Oh, that clicked together, nice. Okay, so that means that this goes here. Or not. I don't even know what's going on here. Yep, that goes there. And I feel like that... Yep, that goes there. This is my favourite part, where things start to like become a little easier and things click in place better. No. I say that as nothing's clicking in. What about that? Well, that's the Christmas tree part. I want more Christmas tree parts. But where's this one going? Oh, I think it's there. Yeah. So, Mr. Bergstrom was a stand-up guy. He really was. Where are we now? Let's find... I want to get this tree done. So I think that goes there. No, I think that looks like a shoe. Looks like Marge's shoe. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's gonna make things a little easier now. What is that? It looks like a Christmas tree stand, but it's not. What is that? Oh, is it the piano stand? It looks like the bottom of the piano, but I don't know where that. Where would that even go? Weird, weird. Oh, I think I found this. Yeah, that goes there. That looks like a part of Abe down here. Well, that clicks. Which means that could click. Yes! Ooh, we're getting further and further now. Soda. Oh wait, if we're talking about mean-spirited Simpsons episode, I remember having this Christmas VHS that contained that episode where Bob put the Christmas tree on fire. That was a weird episode. I've tried rewatching that. It's weird. I don't know where I stand with that one. It's a very strange episode. It's definitely one of the Christmas episodes that I enjoy the least. But to be fair, there's only like 2 or 3 Christmas episodes that I actually like. It's coming closer, it's getting closer, it's getting closer, it's getting so closer now. Oh, look, that should go there. Oh, it goes there. No. 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 Lots of no's. Huh. Huh. Does that go here? No? Oh, fruitcake. Well, that's the top of Abe's head. So, well, in my honest opinion, it was an awful episode and just way too mean-spirited for a Christmas episode. Anyway, oh god, the tree episode. That episode always felt like it needed another half an hour. But then they hit the timer like, shit, wrap it up. I don't care if it's unpleasant, just end it here. Yeah, I agree with that take, yeah. And I think that's why I'm so, like, about it. Like, it does feel a bit unfinished. It could have been like an hour-long special, couldn't it? That could have actually worked as an hour-long special. Ooh, everything's clicking together really well now. Look at this, look at this. What the... is that? Where's that going? Okay, that's definitely part of... I think that's a part of Homer. I can't tell. I can't tell what that is. Huh, no, I'm not going to risk that. Which means this should... that should go there, yes. I felt that the window is making things a little easier. Oh, that's that. Why was I overthinking that bit? Don't overthink that bit. That goes there. Yes, yes. Ooh, it's coming together now, lad. Okay. That goes there. That looks like Bart, so that goes to there. It's a tree. Goes to the top. Woo-hoo-hoo. It is definitely coming together. Well, that's a part of Abe. That's definitely a part of Abe. That's Santa's Little Helper. Which means should be... is it? Oh, it is, yeah. Basically, the one where Bart shuffles is that tree episode done right, because it knew how much time to split between the lid the aftermath, and then actually having a satisfying resumption and genuine heart to an emotional low points. I freaking love that episode. You all know I love that episode. I adore that episode. The guest star was brilliant for the shoplifting episode. He was so funny. I love him. Next will be stealing quarries. He was great. Oh, that looks like a mouth. Is that Homer's mouth? Yep. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. Okay. That looks like a piece of piano. I think. I can see his pit. Yeah, there goes now. Leo, so I was today years old when I found out Mindy was voiced by Michelle Pfeiffer. How did I not hear about that before? Yeah, that was Michelle Pfeiffer. There's so many, particularly in the 90s episode, there's so many like big names for guest stars. One of my favourites was when they got Christina Ricci in one of them. They got Winona Ryder as well for Lisa's rival. Yeah, so many great guests during the 90s, I think. Oh, I think the weirdest one, but somehow still works, is they got Meryl Streep as the voice of Reverend Lovejoy's daughter. It shouldn't work. It honestly should not work, but it does. And she does a really good job. Like, it's the last person you think of, like, hey, can you voice this little Christian girl that's rebelling? But like, it fits. It honestly fits. I'm getting closer and closer to finishing this now. That's a weird one. But it goes there. Ooh. That's a window. Is that Homer's head? Homer's head. What's this? What's this? What's this? That looks weird. I'm not going to do that one yet. That goes there. I'm trying to remember some other unlikely voice actors off the top of my head. That's a mouse hole. That might be easy to work out. There. Haha. Okay, that goes there. Wow, 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 wow. We're getting really close to finishing now. Where does that go? Where do you go? What? This makes no sense. Oh, there we go. And then that would go... No, that goes there. And that goes here. Yeah, there. Remember the Patoozy? The Adam West cameo is brilliant. I love Adam West cameo. No. What is this? Where does this go? Oh, it's there. That's a hand. That's Bart. Still don't know what that is. What is this? Oh, that's Lisa. As if I had that reaction to it's just Lisa's face. I'm like, oh, what is that? Right, that looks like a star, so I feel like this goes up here somewhere. I think. Oh, it's there. Right, there we go. That's Maggie. It looks like Marge's hair. What? That should go there. Huh. Which means there should be like a big Marge one. Yep. There we go. Leo, I'm gonna say this hot take. The Last Temptation of Homer episode always confused me as a kid, because throughout the whole episode they show over and over again how Homer is not only attracted to her, but has more in common with her, and even hinted he'd have a happier life with her. But then the lesson is, stay with your wife because you're married. Of course, I'm anti-cheating. I wasn't hoping he would cheat on Marge, but it did confuse me why he didn't end up with Mindy, because status quo. Status quo, pretty much. It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting if... But it would be a completely different show. It won't be The Simpsons anymore. Yep, I'm almost done now. Like, everything's becoming very easy to click in. Look at me. I'm on fire. I'm on fire, mate. that. Yep. This is becoming too easy now. He says as he struggles with a couple of pieces. What is that? That looks like... There. So that sounds similar to the Colonel Homer, but it's been a long time since I've seen that episode. Yeah, Colonel Homer's another... I never really liked episodes where it was like, oh, will Homer cheat on Marge? Will Marge cheat on Homer? I got kind of fed up with that formula. It was mainly in the first few seasons they were doing that quite a lot. They got pretty old and, like... We know by the end, after like 5 times, like, it's not going to leave them. Leo, I get as an adult it's supposed to be a cautionary lesson on love versus lust, but even revisiting it, I don't think it works. Then again, if there's something you realise as an adult, it's just how unideal Homer and Marge's relationship is. The whole romance is only held together by Marge being a tolerant housewife. Yeah. And again, the status quo. Right, that's finished. That was done under 1 hour and 18 minutes. Which is faster than I thought I would do. Oh wait, no, there's another piece. There's a piece missing. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Why is it hiding? There we go. Finished in 1:19. Okay, fine. Right, that's done. I don't know when I'll ever end up doing a jigsaw puzzle again. It might just become an annual thing for like seasonal occasions, because like my Relax Club schedule is like I've kind of decided everything for like the whole of next year, like every week. I've got everything locked down. So yeah, this might be just a seasonal kind of thing. Leo, on that episode where Marge goes mental because he was photographed dancing next to a dancer, that's it, and Marge reacts like he'd been sleeping with another woman throughout their marriage, and he was the most sexist pig for dancing. God, that episode was awful. Yeah, I have to agree. And it had a really shitty message at the end, like where really outdated message was just like, "Hey men, you should be nice to women because that woman could be your sister, or your grandma, or your daughter, or something like that." No, that's a really old-fashioned. You should respect women because they're human beings. Not because like they might be related, they're like something in your life. You know what I mean? Ugh, it was stupid. Really outdated episode. Really outdated. Leon, no one heard it said, and it's so true. No woman wants to be Marge Simpson. True. It's why my favorite Fox animated couple is always going to be Wolf and Honeybee from Great North. Seriously, if you want to see an example of like sitcom romances done well, watch those two. Like I'm gonna say probably the best sitcom couple. They really are, because like they find this great balance of them being a very healthy couple, but there's humor to their wholesomeness in a way. It's really adorable because like it doesn't have that whole dynamic of like, oh, the husband's a goofball and it doesn't take things seriously, blah 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 blah, and the wife's always nagging him to behave. It's nothing. They're both as silly as each other, and they both adore each other. They adore doing stuff together, and they're both filmmakers. They want to make films together, and they both bond over movies. And like, there are parts where Wolf will say something really inappropriate, and then Honeybee will chime in and like keep the joke going or something. They're so cute together. Yeah, but I'd say that people need to watch Great North in general. I'd say Great North is, yeah, I'm gonna say it's a tie between Great North and Futurama for Fox's best animated series. Leo, like he literally didn't touch her, leer her, kiss her or anything. He danced next to her, and somehow everyone views Homer like he's a 1930s version of Glenn Quagmire. Yeah. If I was to like say like, it is possibly the worst episode of season 1. Looking back, maybe. Dancing with another woman wasn't even considered cheating back then either. That was more of a 1950s idea of cheating. Then again, Marge has always been very old-fashioned. Whew. But yeah, Jigsaw done. Complete. Defeated. This has definitely put confidence in me. Made me think that, like, you know, I could probably do Jigsaws of the same size or maybe even bigger. Like, you see marriages like Great North or Chilean Bandit and you think, thank fuck we've come so far and how romance is portrayed. Because, like, shit like this plus real life makes me think, no wonder I never want to get married. Yeah, I feel like there's this common assumption that, like, when it comes to sitcom writers, they're always like, oh, we've got to make the married couple hate each other, or there's not going to be anything funny. It's like, no, like, you can find humor from people being in love. I mean, look at the Addams Family. It works. You've got to find the humor around those characters and like how they bounce each other. They don't have to hate each other for there to be comedy. Like one of the cutest Great North episodes that really plays with the wholesomeness angle. There's an episode where Honeybee and Wolf have a fallout, but it's the tamest kind of fallout. It's just the way that Wolf pronounces an actor's name. That's it. But Wolf is so cute and so innocent that he spends the whole episode thinking, oh my god, we've had a fallout. She's gonna divorce me. Oh no! And like he kind of like in his head is exaggerating how bad it is, but like he wants to go and find his wife to apologize to her to save his marriage, and even though it's the tamest kind of argument, and like his wife's like, no, don't be silly, don't be silly. I'm not that mad at you. It's normal for couples to have arguments. It's fine. It's healthy. It's normal. I still love you. It's so cute. It's that's how you find comedy between a loving couple. Like that's how you do it. Like there's no sourness. There's no bitterness. It's just a couple being themselves. It's just being themselves, and like, yeah. And again, one more time, go watch Great North. Give it a chance. It is so good. Right. I think it's time that I head off now. A few things to do before I head off to bed. But I got to get up very, very early to go see Strange World. Leo says, it's funny how Gomez and Morticia always stood out as being the opposite of the ideal American family, because Gomez enjoyed being with his kids, was manly love with his wife, complete polar opposite of other media or what was considered normal for men at the time the comic strips, TV show, or even the movies were made. Think about that. He was weird for the time because he was unabashed about his love for his wife and kids. Absolutely. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. I just don't get why sitcom writers are still in the mindset of like, we have to make couples argue to create comedy. You don't. You really don't. You can just have silly misunderstandings. You can just have tiny little quarrels or something like that. But don't just like have them being evil to each other and thinking, okay, there's any way we can make a married couple funny. But yeah, I better be off. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you had fun. Hope we cheered you up in some way as well. And Merry Christmas, and hope you have a good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Hope you're happy, hope you're smiling, and cheers.